Hey everyone, thanks for learning to play games. My name is Lance, and in today's video I'm going to be playing through a brand new game coming to Kickstarter called Druid Path. This is a game by Lema Games. It is a one-player game that takes roughly 15 to 30 minutes to play, and is a game where you're going to be working through trying to tame Beastborgs that you're going to send against your enemy and try to defeat your enemy before the time runs out or your enemy is able to defeat you and bring your health down to 0. So in this video, I'm going to play through a sample game showing you how the game plays and explaining some of the things along the way. Now, I am going to be using the easy level for this, the recommended starting point. So this one's probably going to go pretty smooth and I'm probably going to tear up my enemy pretty good. But there are multiple different levels included in this against different types of enemies, different paths, and different characters you can play as well. So it gives you a lot of good replayability there, plus plenty of different items and different Beastborgs to collect and do all kinds of nasty things with against your opponent. So as always, if you find my videos helpful, if you like what I do, please consider hitting that like button and subscribe to my channel. It's one of the easiest ways you can support channels like mine so we continue to grow and build and produce this content. If you want to get notified anytime I drop new videos, hit that notification bell and that'll alert you whenever I drop new stuff, as I'm constantly dropping new videos. I do want to point out before getting into the video that all the materials you see here are prototype materials and are subject to change, and will look a lot better in the final production copy of the game. So let's go ahead and head to the table and we'll see what this one's all about. Alright, so moving into the game, I have already set up most of the game and I've chosen the 2 suggested starting characters for this scenario and the starting path. So with my enemy, the Darach, he's going to be Kellerin, and my Druid is going to be Belthror. And with Belthror, he has some special abilities, so he's going to have 1 armor point, which allows him to prevent 1 point of damage each turn. And then he's also going to start the game with 2 green gems. And this is going to be used when taming the different Beastborgs. And so I'll show you how that's going to work a little bit later. And he also has a special ability that lets him, when he spends a charge, he can remove all damage from one of his Beastborgs. And each one of the rows is going to have 3 sections that Beastborgs can be in, which are going to either be controlled by you, will be neutral, or are going to be controlled by the enemy. And so from there, then we're going to move into the game. So my starting hand, as listed on the path, is going to be 4 item cards. So I'm going to draw the top 4 item cards from the deck and flip these over. So these are double-sided cards. There are going to be certain situations where the enemy is going to draw these cards, and so you'd resolve the shadow area or the bottom area of that card. Otherwise, for your hands, the card is going to have effects on the top of the card. So for example, with this one, this is Blessed Infusion. It is a potion that adds +4 to my dice roll. Next, I have the Fallen Ring. This is an enchanted item. It is going to cost me an energy to use it, or I could also choose to spend it to add +1 to a die roll. And this one lets me choose one. I can either give my Druid 3 points of health back, or I can draw 2 cards. I also pulled a single battery, which allows me to gain one of the Druid's robots, and there's 3 different ones to choose from. And each one has a number of charges that you can spend to do different things, and I'll cover that in a little bit later. And then the final one is Fortune's Elixir. This is a potion that lets me reroll a second time after a failed dice roll. So could be useful. We'll see how things go. All right, so from there, then we move into the game, and each round is going to consist of 4 phases, and I'm going to have 10 rounds in order to accomplish my goals, which are to defeat my enemy by reducing his health to 0. So each round has the 4 phases. So the first phase in each round is the encounter phase. During this phase, your Druid is going to first gain 3 energy. So I'll put my energy to 3. And then it's going to step forward. So you're going to move up on the path. And based on the different icons on the path, there's going to be different effects. So with this first one, there's a number 1 in the center of that circle, which means that I'm going to draw the top Beastborg and place that Beastborg out. And each Beastborg is going to have a number of different pieces of information on it. For my character, there's going to be icons in the top corner of gems that I must have in my area in order to attempt to tame that Beastborg. Each Beastborg is going to have a name and their attack and health. And then underneath that are their different abilities. Some of them are going to be tailored to taming. So when you tame a Beastborg and place it in your area, you'll get to kick off that ability. And other ones will come into play when that Beastborg is placed in the enemy's area, when the enemy tames him. And each Beastborg also has a little section down here that is going to give you health back if you remove that Beastborg from your area by placing, because you can only have 3 out at any time. So if you want to place a 4th, you'll choose one of the Beastborgs to replace it, and that's the number of hit points you're going to get back for that. All right, and then there are no other icons on that section of the path, so then it moves into the play phase. So during this phase, I can spend energy however I want to take different actions, such as I can spend an energy to draw a card, I can spend an energy to collect a gem, I could spend an energy to attempt to tame a Beastborg. Again, if I have the different requirements for that Beastborg, I can attempt that. I can spend it to play cards if there are certain requirements on those cards to carry that out. And then I can also spend it to activate any Beastborgs in my area if they have any special abilities. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start by, I'm going to go ahead and spend an energy. And I'm going to go ahead and gain a battery. So this lets me activate one of my robots to full energy. So I'm going to go ahead and take this top one here, as he lets me spend a energy once per turn to gain an energy back. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right away. And so I'm back up to 3 energy, and this is going to be discarded. All right. And then what else do I want to do? So I have 3 energy. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 energy to gain 2 crystals, and I'm going to take the 2 reds so that I can try to tame this Beastborg. And then my final energy I'm going to spend is to try to tame him. So now that I've met the requirements for that Beastborg, I'm going to roll the dice. And as long as I roll equal to or higher than this value, then I have tamed that Beastborg. Whew, I saw that 1 come up right away. I was like, oh no, not double 1s here. All right, so I have successfully tamed that Beastborg. And so with that, now also with the dice roll, I could add, as I have certain cards, that would be able to bump that up. So say, for example, I did roll those 2 1s. I could spend this to add +1 to that result, or I could have spent my Blessed Infusion to add 4 to that result if I needed to. Okay, so now this guy is going to move into one of my sections. And with that, it says, Tame, I can discard a card. If you cannot, the Druid loses a life. The Salamander here can attack without using energy. Oh, wow. So that's pretty cool. That's going to work out really well for that. And do I want to discard a card? I really don't. So I'm just going to go ahead and take that damage, because I do get to choose, right? Let's see. Discard a card if you cannot. Okay, so I actually can. So I have to choose a card to discard. So I guess I'm going to discard the Fortune's Elixir. Okay, so I handled that. And I don't have any more energy, and there's really nothing else I want to do at this point. And I can only activate each robot once per turn, so I couldn't do that again to gain another energy. All right, so from there, then I'm going to move into the Darach's turn, and with him, he is going to go ahead and first you would shift beasts to the left to open up space. And then he would tame any beasts that are left in the middle row. So if you don't tame them, then they are going to go to his row, and then you'll have to fight them. So that's never a good thing. And then you're going to draw and resolve a card for him. So with his card, this one is that it is going to attach to one of his Beastborgs with the highest strike, and it gains block. The Druid loses a health. Okay, and so he doesn't have any to attach this to, so it's simply going to be discarded at this point. And he won't get any benefits from that. So that worked out fairly well. And then we move into the combat phase. So during this combat phase, you're going to go from row to row, resolving each one of the columns in that row. So you're going to go through the 3 columns and resolve each one of those. And so with that, if he had any Beastborgs, the Beastborg would attack my Druid, and so my Druid would have to spend energy in order to prevent that attack, which at that point, either my Salamander or my Beastborg that is in that column could choose to either attack the enemy's Beastborg, and so they would deal damage to each other, or I can directly attack my enemy and try to do it that way. Right now, he doesn't have anything, and so normally I'd have to spend an energy to activate my Beastborg, but he has that ability that he can attack without using energy. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And so he's going to hit this guy for 3. He does have an armor, so he's going to soak 1 point of that, so he'll take 2 damage from that attack. So that's a pretty good way to start out the round. All right, that is everything, as there are no other Beastborgs out right now, so then it is going to start a new round. So with that, I am going to gain my 3 energy back, and then I will step forward. So this one now is going to have me placing out 2 Beastborgs out here. So we have that one and that one. Oh boy. All right, and then I get to draw a card because there's a card icon there, and I ended up getting another battery. All right. So from there, then it'll move into my play phase where I get to spend energy again. Ooh, what to do? Oh, and I did forget. So when I want to attack him, I do have to roll the dice, and I do need to get equal to his value. So let me make sure I can do that first. And I got a 6 and a 2, so I'm good there. So I have met his threshold in order to be able to damage him. So that works out. Okay, so now that that's out of the way and I stepped back and corrected that, we are ready to move on to my play phase. Ooh, so I do have that battery. I could spend it to gain another one of my robots. So I have one here that lets me add 2 defense until the end of the turn, or 2 shields, and then, or armor. And then I also have one that lets me gain 2 gems of my choice. As I do need green gems, because both of these guys are green, that might work out really well. So I will spend my battery, so I have to spend an energy to do that. And I will get to charge another one of my robots. I'm going to take this guy here, and I'm going to go ahead and spend that to activate it. To use his ability, which lets me gain 2 gems. Oh, actually, these are green, so I have the green. So I don't necessarily need this at this point. Well, I got it anyway, so let's go ahead and use it, and I will add 2 blue gems. All right, and I will use this guy to get me 1 more energy. So from there, let's go ahead and try to tame this guy. So I have the 2 green gems in order to do so. And he's a little harder. He needs 7 on the die roll to tame him. And I got an 8. All right, so that works out. So I get to gain him. And he does not have a tame ability, so he gets a bonus when he attacks. He gets to add +2 to your die roll. And he also has a block ability, which allows him to gain a shield until the end of the turn. So that would bump him up even more when that goes off. All right, that was... I do need to spend an energy to do that. All right, so let's go ahead and try to tame him as well. So I will need a 6, and I got a 9. So I was able to tame him as well. And again, he does not have a taming ability. So far, so good. I do have 1 energy left, which I might want to just save so that I can try to do some more damage to him and keep working through this. Okay, so that is going to be my turn for that. So then we are into his turn. So again, he would shift any Beastborgs he has. Then he would tame any Beastborgs in the middle section, which neither one of those apply, but then he does get to draw a card. All right, so this is the Ruin Bomb. So this is going to have me sacrifice the Druid Beastborg with the lowest attack, which is going to be this guy here. All right, so he just basically eliminated him with a Ruin Bomb there. All right, so that's okay. So then it is into the combat phase. So this guy gets to go without spending a gem, so that works out. So he's going to do 2 more damage to him, as he has that armor still. And then this guy, I do have 1 energy left, so I could go after him with him, but... Then he's going to be drawing 2 cards, because once he goes past this threshold here, it says if he has If his health is 5 or lower, then during the start of his phase, he's going to draw 1 extra item card and resolve its effects. So he'll be resolving 2 item cards. So the question is, do I want to do that or not? Oh, and I do have to roll again. I keep forgetting to roll. So let me handle that real quick. So I need a 6 or better. And I got it. Okay, so that's that. So now with him, do I want to go for it? Yeah, I think so. Let's go ahead and do it. So I'm going to go ahead and attack him again. So I need another 6. Now he does add 2 to the die roll. So with this guy, I need a 4 or less. And I got a pair of 5. So dice are high right now. All right, so I was successful. So I'm going to do 2 more to him. So he's down to 4 health. So now I just got to keep working on him here. And that is everything for combat, as I do not have that 3rd guy and I'm out of energy anyways. So into a new round. So again, I gain 3 energy. And we will move this up. So it's going to have 1 new Beastborg coming out. Ooh, nice. He's a big one. All right, and then it's also going to have the Shadow Beast come out. So the top Shadow Beast comes out. And we have the Void Scale Drake. This guy is nasty. It's 7 health and 4 slash. So he's going to be doing some serious damage here. Now, he does have a ward ability. So the Darach cannot be attacked while the Beastborg with ward is in play. And the Void Scale Drake cannot be targeted by enchanted items or Beastborg abilities. So I'm going to have to take him down in combat the whole time. Brutal. That's going to be tough. And this guy's ability would have been nice too. This one would have me removing a red gem from my collection, and then I deal 2 damage to a Beastborg, but he cannot be affected by abilities, and that's an ability, so that's unfortunate. But it is not a tame ability, so I won't have to resolve it during that first step of that. Okay, so he's not super powerful either. That's the kind of dilemma here. Okay, so I'm gonna be losing a bunch of dudes here probably. Okay, so let's start off with, I'll spend this to get my last energy, so that's going to put me at 4, but that will deactivate that robot. I will do this robot as well to gain 1 red, and I might as well gain a yellow as well, since I don't have any yellow yet, just to future-proof things. Okay, then I will I'll spend 1 to try to tame him. So I'm going to need an 8 or better on this roll. And a pair of 6s. Wow, those dice have been hot. All right, so then I will acquire him, as I have what I need for that. And, yeah, there's not much else I can do with that. So the question is, how do I want to arrange this? Because whoever I have there is going to go down. I'm going to place him in front, though, as I would prefer him to take the hits beforehand, as the Salamanther does not need energy to attack. Okay, and then I will spend a cube to use the Fallen Ring. So this one lets me either gain 3 health or draw 2 cards. I'm going to go ahead and draw 2 cards. All right, so I've got the Ruin Bomb, destroy a Darach Beastborg, which he is not. And then I have the Cursed Skull, exchange a Druid Beastborg for a Darach Beastborg, and then Tame abilities will not trigger. All right, so that one doesn't really help me either, because I cannot ever have one of those guys. These are strictly his beings. Okay, that is my turn. I think I'm going to hold on to this for now. I don't really want to do anything else. So then it's going to be his turn to go. His first 2 things he's not going to handle, because again, I've been able to keep the Beastborgs out of his area. And so he's going to draw a card, And so the first one is I discard one card. If you have no cards in your hand, deal 2 damage to a Druid Beastborg. All right, so I have to drop a card. So I guess I'll drop the Cursed Skull. And then his second card, now that he is at lower health, is going to be attached to a one of his Beastborgs with the highest attack. Each time damage is dealt to the Darach, discard a card. Okay, so luckily that's not a terrible ability with this guy because he has the ward already. So I'm not going to be able to damage him anyways until I get the Void Scale Drake down to begin with. So that's not a terrible one for him to get. Okay, into combat now. So with combat, he is going to attack me. I will spend an energy to attack him. So he's going to do 4 damage, taking me out, and I'm going to do 3 to him. So he has taken 3 damage. He's got 4 left, so it's going to take me a little while to chew through this guy, unfortunately. All right, then he is discarded. And, well, these guys will stay here. I could activate them, but again, I cannot attack him anymore as they're not in his column, and I cannot go after him while this guy's sitting here. So they are just going to move over, I think, for the moment, but they're not going to activate. So that is the end of combat. So into a new round, I will have 3 more energy, so I'm at 4 this turn. And then we move up the path. So a new Beastborg comes out. So we have a Pycor Phoenix, and I get to draw 2 cards. So I have Gilded Amulets, draw 3 cards, and then discard 1 card of your choice. Okay. Then I also get Earth Stones, gain 2 green gems. All right, not terrible. So I will go ahead and spend energy to try to claim the Phoenix. So I have to roll, and I got him. These rolls have been hot, hot, hot. Okay, so I will shift these guys over and move him straight into that first column. And he does not have a tamed ability. He does have a defeated ability, which will hopefully help if everything goes well. And I will spend 1 more energy to trigger the Gilded Amulet. So this one lets me draw 3 cards, and I'll discard 1 of them. So I have Sandstones, which gets me 2 yellow stones. The Binding Band, this one, a Darach Beastborg, gets -2 attack, and a Beastborg you control gains 1 attack. Then I also have the Spellbook, deal 2 damage to the Darach Beastborg. If destroyed, inflict 2 damage to another Beastborg. All right, so that could be helpful. I have to choose 1 of those to discard. Oh boy, they're all fairly good. But I think I can drop the Sandstones. So I'll go ahead and drop that one. That is pretty much everything I think I want to do at this point. So that is going to move into his turn. Again, he doesn't have anything else to handle, so he's going to draw 2 cards. So this one has me discard 1 card if you have no cards. All right, so I'm losing another card here. All right, so I guess I'll drop the bomb. And it's going to have me doing another one. 2 more batteries. Ouch. So I got 2 cards just to lose 2 cards. Whew. I guess I'll do the Earthstones. Okay. Then we're into combat. So I'm going to spend the energy to have those 2 go at each other. So the Phoenix is going to do 2 more damage to him. And he's going to kill the Phoenix outright, as he only has 2 hit points. But on defeated, you may choose to deal 2 damage to hit your Druid, which I'm going to do, to return the Phoenix to your row with +1 damage. So now I'm going to be able to do 3 damage with him. So that's pretty good. And from there, I think I will switch these 2 out, because now that I've got 5 damage, unless something else comes up, I will be able to finish him off next turn with this guy, and then hopefully use these 2 to do some additional damage here. All right, that is everything I can do. So it's going to begin a new round. So I get 4 energy. this moves forward, just drawing 2 Beastborgs. Okay. Ooh, so what do I want to do here? I'm going to spend my last one on my robot, so I'll return him, and I get 2 more gemstones. So I'll take the 2 yellow, just to flesh that out a little bit. All right, I really don't want him to have additional enemies. So I'm going to go ahead and start off. I'm going to try to tame this guy here, the Cyber Fin Groupa, and I'm going to need a 6. And I got a 5. Okay, so now the question comes, do I spend the card to get +4 to that? On a 6. I think I do, because he gets the ward as well, and if he blocks, he heals the bad guy for 2. So I'm going to go ahead and spend that to add +4 to that result. So I do get him. I will replace this guy, which is going to give me 1 health for the replacing. And with this guy going in there, he is going to get to, when I tame him, I gain 2 health, so I'm back up to full health. And he can block without spending energy, which is nice, but he's only doing a single point of damage. So that is problematic there. And then the question is, do I go after this one? He does have a defeated effect. I draw a Beastborg card and tames it. So he would tame it, and then that will not trigger. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and try it, because I have some options here depending upon how things go. All right. So I have to roll an 8. So let's see if I can pull it off. And a pair of 6s again. Whew. Jeez. All right, so this is I'm going to replace him with this guy. So that he goes away, I would gain 3, but I'm already at full health. And he does have an ability, but I'm not going to trigger it, as it would cost me an energy to do. And I think I am set there. Okay, so with that being said, now it's his turn to go. So we have the Tamer's Gauntlets. As there's nothing else for him to handle, he's going straight into pulling cards. So the Druid Beastborg with the lowest slash is tamed by, so it is going to be this guy that's going to go over there. Tame abilities will not trigger. And then the second one is return 2 red or 2 yellow from your gemstone collection to the supply. I guess I'll do 2 red. All right. That was painful. All right, so then it goes to attacking. So I don't have to spend an energy for that one. So he's going to go down then, unfortunately. But so is this guy. All right, and that one's discarded. And then row 2, he's going to attack. So I'll do 3 to him, so we could kill each other with that one as well. So yeah, I think I will do that. So they're going to kill each other, and it says defeated. Draw a Beastborg card, and he's going to tame it. So he automatically gets this one. Holy cow. He is a big one. The Cobalt Guardian. That's not good. And I will lose 2 health to keep this guy, and I will get another slash in there. So he's got 3 damage, and he's got 7 health. That's brutal. Okay. That is the end of that. So back into a new round. So I'll get 3. So I'm up to 4 again. There's going to be 1 card coming out. Wow. Okay. And then I get to draw 1 card. So I have, it's another battery. All right. Okay. So how do I want to do this? I could try to tame him. All right, so I am going to do this one. So this is going to cost me an energy. So this is the Binding Band. It's an enchanted item. The Darach Beastborg is going to have -2 slash. So he's going to go down a slash of 1. And then a Beastborg I control, I will gain a slash. So I'm going to give it to him. So now he's at 3. So he's pushing 5 damage. I might as well try to gain this guy. So I have to spend an energy to do so. I need a 5. And I got it on a 7. Okay. So that's going to get him into my area. And he does have a block ability. Lets him destroy an attacking Beastborg. Let me double check that just to make sure that that is how that works. So keyword block triggers during the combat phase when a Beastborg blocks one of theirs. Okay. So I definitely want to rearrange these. That will give me the ability to take him down. And then I do have a battery, but I think I'm okay there. So from there, then we're into his phase. So first one is attached to one of his Beastborgs with the lowest. He gets +2 slash, so he's back up to 3. So I'll basically just take those off at this point. All right, and second card is another. This one's 2. This is a big battery. All right, so he gains another slash. Okay. So now he's up to 4. And that's all we can do. So into combat, I will block. So those two are attacking each other. Both are going to go down, but my block ability lets me destroy an attacking Beastborg. So that was pretty big, as that guy is super nasty. And then as my second row, I will activate my Phoenix to go after his guy. And he's got 4 health currently, plus 1 armor, but I'm going to be doing 5 damage, so he'll soak 1, and the rest is going to go on to him, taking him out. So the Phoenix has prevailed, and that's the game. And again, this is just the easy mode. There's a number of different paths that you can choose from, and each one gets more difficult from there. So this one is a medium difficulty, so I would start with 3 cards instead of the 4, and right away there's a couple of shadow beasts that come out throughout the game. You get less cards throughout the game, so you're spending energy to pull cards and things like that. So definitely higher levels of challenge, and there are different enemies as well. So there are 3 other enemies currently that you can face, and each one of them adds additional challenges to the game as well, giving them different abilities and having higher hit points and harder to actually damage as well. Well, I hope you found the video helpful in determining whether or not this is one you want to add to your collection. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please post those in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer them. Or swing by the Kickstarter page and drop any questions you have there as well. I'm sure the creator would love to hear from you and is more than happy to answer any questions you have. Until next time, I'll see you later.